Ever watch an MCU movie or show and felt like something looked familiar? Or maybe outdated? That's because Marvel has been sneaking classic comic book costumes into the MCU in ways that are so subtle, you might not have even realized it. Some are quick nods, others are full recreations, but all of them prove just how much Marvel respects its history. So today, we're uncovering some of the coolest, most unexpected appearances of classic superhero suits in the MCU. Thor's classic suit. One of the most exhilarating moments in Thor: Love and Thunder came when the God of Thunder briefly shows off multiple versions of himself, each reflecting his past adventures and iconic looks. Amidst the playful sequence of Thor's different ages and versions, we get a quick glimpse of a classic costume that longtime fans of the comics instantly recognize. Thor's traditional red cape, winged helmet, blue pants, and yellow boots. This was a subtle but exciting callback to his comic origins. For years, Thor's original costume in the comics, particularly in the 1960s, was unmistakable. The winged helmet, silver armor, and that bold, bright red cape became his signature look. While the MCU has modernized his look over time, this quick visual callback in Love and Thunder served as a fun tribute to his classic origins, reminding fans of the mighty God of Thunder as he first appeared in Marvel Comics. Wanda's classic costume in WandaVision. And if we're going to talk about classic suits cameos, we must talk about WandaVision. In WandaVision, Wanda Maximoff briefly appears in a version of her classic Scarlet Witch outfit. And let's be honest, you definitely remember this one. This moment, which takes place during the show's Halloween episode, isn't just a fun cameo to her comic book look. It's a clever narrative tool. Wanda wearing it as a Halloween costume not only acknowledges her comic roots, but also subtly foreshadows her full transformation into the Scarlet Witch. In the comics, Wanda's classic Scarlet Witch costume is instantly recognizable. A red headdress, a form-fitting red bodysuit, and a flowing cape. Introduced in the 1960s, this look became a defining part of her character's visual identity. In WandaVision, the costume appears as a playful Halloween outfit, but for longtime fans, it's a meaningful tribute to her origins and a hint at what's to come. Captain America's classic suit in Captain America: The First Avenger. Few scenes in Captain America: The First Avenger capture the essence of Steve Rogers' comic book legacy as perfectly as the moment he dons a version of his classic Captain America suit. It's a brilliant blend of nostalgia and storytelling, seamlessly integrating his iconic look into the film's World War II backdrop. While he's always been associated with red, white, and blue, this early version of his costume serves as both a tribute to his comic book origins and a clever part of the film's narrative. In the comics, Captain America's original suit, designed by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon in Captain America Comics #1 in 1941, featured the classic red, blue, and white colors, a prominent star on the chest, the bat shield and wings on the helmet, elements that became synonymous with the character. What makes this moment even more significant is how the suit is used in the film. When Steve first dons it, he's not yet a battlefield hero. He's a propaganda figure, performing in stage shows to sell war bonds. This reflects his early portrayal in the comics, where he was introduced as a patriotic symbol during World War II. Quicksilver's classic suit. The first real hint that the X-Men might eventually join the MCU came in WandaVision when Evan Peters' Quicksilver made his shocking appearance. By the end of the series, however, it was revealed that he wasn't actually the same Quicksilver who died in Avengers: Age of Ultron, nor was he the X-Men version. Instead, this Quicksilver was just a Westview resident named Ralph Bonner, manipulated by Agatha Harkness. But let's be honest, deep down, we all knew this moment was teasing the possibility of the X-Men entering the MCU. Alongside Evan Peters, who had already become the classic cinematic version of the character, Marvel gave us a live-action take on Pietro Maximoff's most recognizable costume. While Quicksilver's look has evolved over the years in the comics, his most iconic early design features a light blue suit with a white lightning bolt across the chest and silver boots. Even though this wasn't the real Quicksilver from the X-Men films or the MCU's main timeline, his presence and his costume served as a fun nod to the multiversal possibilities ahead. But next time, Marvel, please don't play with our emotions like that. Hawkeye's classic suit cameo in Hawkeye. Clint Barton has always had a more grounded and practical wardrobe in the MCU, ditching the bold purple costume from the comics in favor of more tactical, functional outfits. Like Kate Bishop said, his problem was branding. However, in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, Marvel found a clever way to sneak in a reference to his classic comic book look during a moment of unexpected hilarity. In Episode 2, Hide and Seek, Clint finds himself reluctantly participating in an LARP event. For someone as serious and no-nonsense as Barton, the idea of dressing up and mock fighting in a park with foam weapons is the last thing he wants to do. But in order to retrieve his stolen Ronin suit, he has no choice but to play along. And this is where the comic book reference comes in. As Clint moves through the event, we see several LARPers dressed in fantasy armor and medieval-style clothing. But one costume stands out, a man wearing an outfit that closely resembles Hawkeye's original comic book look. The deep purple tunic, the signature H emblem on the forehead, and even the arm bracers all serve as a playful nod to the flamboyant design Clint wore in the early days of the Avengers comics. Unfortunately, this cameo never made it into the final cut. The scene was deleted before the episode aired, meaning we never got to see this clever homage in the actual series. But at least we know they thought about it. The beauty of these classic suit cameos in the MCU is that they serve as a bridge between generations of fans. And there are plenty more where these came from. So if you want a second part, just comment part 2. Which of these classic suit cameos was your favorite? Let's talk in the comments. And if you love deep dives like this, stick around because there's plenty more to explore in the world of superhero adaptations.